Hello students, today we are going to start the function and the power of Rajya Sabha. As earlier, I have already told you about the function and the powers of the Lok Sabha. Now in detail, let we learn the function and the power of the Rajya Sabha. Power of Rajya Sabha can be studied in the following terms. The legislative power, the same power we have studied in Lok Sabha also, but might be possible their area of execution of power may differ. Okay, now let's see the legislative power. In addition to the Lok Sabha, the Rajya Sabha also deals in the law making process. Both the Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha are provided the equal power by the constitution regarding non-financial bill. Underline this line, student. In addition with Lok Sabha, the Rajya Sabha also enjoys the same power which is enjoyed by the Lok Sabha relating to the lawmaking, except the non-financial bills. Okay, in financial bill, the bill are to be passed in Lok Sabha only, then only it is declared whether the bill is money bill or not, as we have earlier studied. So revise the content again and again so that all the contents you will feel कि somehow they are linked with each other. Somehow their area may differ to a large scale or a small scale, but integrated form we will find that the functions are co-linked with each other. Okay. Power to amend the constitution. Regarding the constitution amendment means changes in a constitution. Rajya Sabha enjoys the same power as Lok Sabha. The resolution of amendment in the constitution will be dropped if there is a disagreement between both the houses of the parliament on the proposal of amendment. If any amendment is formed by the Lok Sabha and Lok Sabha is approved the amendment, but if Rajya Sabha is not agreed with the valid point, then that amendment comes under cancellation. Understood? So consent of Rajya Sabha is very important as the consent of Lok Sabha. Understood? Amendment means changes and resolution means prastav. Financial power. Rajya Sabha holds some financial power, but the constitution has provided it weak status as compared to Lok Sabha this regard. Financial power has more importance to the Lok Sabha decision making while than Rajya Sabha. So Rajya Sabha is little weak in making any decision in financial power. According to the constitution, money bill will be introduced in Lok Sabha first. Being passed by Lok Sabha, the money bill will be sent to the Rajya Sabha where it can be contemplated for maximum 14 days. Rajya Sabha can give the suggestion regarding the money bill, but it is the sole discretion of the Lok Sabha whether to accept them or not. See, first of all, the money bill is presented to the Lok Sabha. Lok Sabha gives its consent, then it goes to the Rajya Sabha. Rajya Sabha will have the 14 days timing to think about the bill and to give the to authenticate the nature of the bill, but it do not have that much of power that it can restrict or cross the bill. Understood, my dear student? Lok Sabha has the complete power to understand the bill, to give the consent to the bill. Executive power. In the parliamentary system of the governance, the cabinet is only accountable for the popular house of parliament. So in India, the cabinet is collectively responsible to the Lok Sabha but not to the Rajya Sabha. Members of Rajya Sabha can ask the question and supplementary question to the minister and also criticize them, but they do not have the powers to remove the minister by using no confidence motion. See, after financial power, the executive power. The parliamentary also, in a parliamentary, Lok Sabha enjoys the executive power more than the Rajya Sabha. So they do not have any interference in any of the module. Understood, my dear student? They do not interfere in any module. Now let's see the miscellaneous power. Apart from above mentioned powers, the Rajya Sabha holds some other powers too, which is exercised collectively with Lok Sabha. These powers and function are as follow. Now let we see the miscellaneous power which is enjoyed by the Rajya Sabha. The first power of the Rajya Sabha is elected member of the Rajya Sabha take part in the election of the president. The elected member of the Rajya Sabha take part in the election of the Rajya Sabha. So this is the major problem power which is enjoyed by the Rajya Sabha. So first one is the elected member of the Rajya Sabha take part in the election of the president. The president election will be deal where the elected member of Rajya Sabha can participate. Elected member of the Rajya Sabha together with elected member of Lok Sabha elect the vice president. Same way the Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha members elect the vice president. Rajya Sabha along with the Lok Sabha can impeach against the president. Impeachment, in my previous class I have told you the impeachment is the process of removal of the president. So Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha both unitedly gives the motion in the parliament to remove the president, the judges of the Supreme Court and some more other official. The motion of such a impeachment can only be considered pass when both the houses accept it. So both the houses consent is very important and mandatory in this process. The Rajya Sabha in collaboration with Lok Sabha can pass a proposal with the majority to remove the vice president from his post. Obviously, but the proposal for removal of vice president goes to Lok Sabha after passing in Rajya Sabha first. So removal of vice president, first the proposal is passed in Rajya Sabha and then it goes to the Lok Sabha. If emergency is to be applicable for more than 1 month, then this type of proposal should be approved by both Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha with their special majority separately. Okay, understood? If the emergency is more than 1 month, then the proposal should be passed by both the houses of the parliament, that is Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. Now special power. Rajya Sabha hold two other powers also which are not with the Lok Sabha. Okay, understood? Rajya Sabha enjoys the two more power and these can be exercised only by the Rajya Sabha. This kind of power belongs to the federal structure of the country and Rajya Sabha being the sole representative of the state has following kinds of power. According to the Article 249, Rajya Sabha can declare any subject of state list as a national importance by 2/3 majority of the present and participating member of the House. By this process, Parliament gets the privileges to make the law on the subject of state list. Rajya Sabha has the power to make the law over the state list. In previous class, I have told you that the three major lists are there. First one is union list, second one is state list, and the third one is the concurrent list. Union list deals with the central ministry affairs, state list deals with the state ministry affair, and concurrent list deals with the affairs which are co-linked with the state as well as union territory, like take as a defense, then take the second one, take as the education is also the affair which link with the two. Understood? Now the executive. A second one. According to the Article 312 of the Constitution, Rajya Sabha can give the power to the central government for creating the new All India services by passing the resolution with 2/3 majority of it. It can create the government for creating the new All India services. It can create the new more services in the power of central government by passing the 2/3 majority like that way. Executive. The second part of the government is executive. First we have studied legislative. Now second one come as a executive. Okay. In legislature we form the president, Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha form the legislative power. So we have studied the structure of Lok Sabha, structure of Rajya Sabha, function of Lok Sabha, function of Rajya Sabha. Now let we deal the executive power of the government. The president. There is a provision in the Article 52 of Indian Constitution that there will be a President of India. According to Article 53, the executive power of Union would be vested in the President and he himself or by the functionaries will use it. According to Article 52, that there should be the president in India, there should be the person who is nominated as a president of India, and according to the Article 53, he should enjoy the executive power of executive power should be over his shoulder. It is also has been mentioned. Okay. According to the Constitution, the President, Vice President, Prime Minister, Cabinet, and the Attorney General of India are included in the Union Executive. Underline these lines, students, where we have studied that who comes under the executive. The executive, President, Vice President, Prime Minister, Cabinet, and the Attorney General of India are included in the Union Executive. The President will be the nominal head of the executive, and the Prime Minister with his cabinet would be the real head of the Indian Union. The head of the executive in Indian Union is known as the President. India has adopted the parliamentary system similar to the Britain, in which the statutory head and the actual head of the executive are two different people. The President is the statutory head of the executive of Indian Union, whereas he holds the position similar to the British king. Understood, student? The President is the head of the union executive, and union executive includes the prime minister and his cabinet. Okay. Now, qualification for the post of president. In the Constitution of India, the following qualifications are determined to get elected on the post of president. First of all, he must be the citizen of India. Of course, he should be. He must be Indian. He has completed the 35 years of age or above. He holds the qualification to become the member of Lok Sabha. Understood? Apart from that, if a person hold the office of the prophet under government of India or the government of any state or under any local or other authority, can be the contestant for the post of the president. The President of India won't be the member of Parliament of India or any other state legislative assembly. See, he should hold the office of prophet under government of India, or he should be any authority, a top post authority of a government official. He should not carry any contestant. He should not contest for the election. Okay, for MPs, MLAs, he should not contest for that. That person should be elected as the President of India. Okay. Now, election of the president. The method of indirect election has been adopted for the presidential election, and this election is held on the basis of single transferable vote. Indirect means the houses will decide who is the president. In a house only the election is done, and one person one vote voting is done. Now, indirect election. The election of president is made indirectly by the electoral college. Elected member of both the houses of the parliament and elected member of the state assemblies, including the elected member of the assemblies of union territories. The 70th constitutional amendment 1992. It included that both the parliamentary houses, Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, may elect the president, or the state assemblies and the elected other members can also. The state assemblies can elect the governor of the state, while the house parliament, both the houses, Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha, elect the president. Understood? I think till here you are better understand. Read it very properly. Understood all the functions. Now we come in executive. In my next session, we will explain you about the single transferable vote system, method of deposition, impeachment. But till that, you should understand all the things which we have studied earlier, and watch the video. Don't skip the video in between, so that you should understand the topic very well. So thank you and watch the all the videos earlier also which executes in this chapter. Thank you, student. Thank you.